podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
You know the saying, stay hungry, stay humble. I'm hungry, I'm humble in defeat, and I'm gonna remain humble in victory. This is it, right?
DAZN Productions.
I just wanted to put on a great boxing masterclass and also show the sweet science of this lovely sport. Man, the first time was so nice, I had to do it twice.
I'm prepared to the best of my capability, and I pray that I get the win. Look at it, like, I love Mike Tyson, how he came into the game on some different kind of vibe. You know what I mean, man? It takes a crazy man to want to fight, you know what I mean, day in, day out. The hardcore sport, as you said, no silk shoes.
Ain't no other sight in the game can see the boxing boys.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another Florida edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we have a lot of boxing to preview and predict, as this weekend is the Anthony Joshua, the big fight, and we'll see, can he officially put this loss behind him and gain these heavyweight titles back. But I'm joined by King Amin of Essex, New Jersey. What it do? What's going on, champ? How you been?
Hey, I can't complain, man. It's just like the old days, man. So everything on my end is good. I can't wait to get to, talk about what we've been doing, both respectively and also within the sport of boxing, man. It's good to see you back in the captain's chair, man.
For sure, man. I'm excited, man. This weekend is going to be a lot of boxing, but some significant fights, man. And, I just feel like if Joshua could get this win, Fury might come out of retirement a little sooner rather than later. What's your thoughts, man? You think he stays retired or what?
Definitely doesn't stay retired. It's Tyson Fury, so he's throwing us off. When he's saying that he's retired, he's saying that he doesn't see anything worthwhile. So some people have picked at that and said, "Oh, he's contradicting himself." Nah, he's keeping an iron in the fire. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah. Because if the Ngannou fight comes through and they could make it something that's the Billy he asking about, or if the Joshua fight can come through, I think he would come out of retirement for either one of those. Shit, Klitschko came out of retirement. Everybody comes out of retirement for the big fight.
That's right, man. Honestly, I'll be real. Like if AJ wins, I don't know. I don't know that I don't want Wilder AJ more than, AJ Fury. Again, if AJ wins, I know that everybody's going to want Undisputed, but I kind of want that Wilder fight, man. Deontay Wilder is back. I haven't been able to get your thoughts on the fact that, Deontay Wilder, whether or not the ayahuasca told him to come back or not, he's back. And he's training in a UFC facility in Las Vegas, man. He brought, I think that's Don House, and he brought Malik Scott. And it's looking like, with Fury's retirement, people are speculating that the WBC might be put on the line for this eliminator. But what's your thoughts, man? The Bronze Bomber's back.
Yeah, and this is definitely exciting news. The heavyweight division, man. The big boys come out and play. And let me tell you something. When he announced it, he finally got back into social media, made the nice announcement, had the nice photo, with him and Helenius and all of that. The AJ fight with Wilder and Helenius is definitely, to me, bigger than the AJ and Fury fight. So, I mean, if they could make that happen, the one thing I don't want to, put pessimism on it, but I wonder, has the negotiations, I know you talked about it earlier, because you don't miss a beat, the Wilder side is not, responding, and Hearn is reaching out. So hopefully this fight with Helenius, with Wilder coming out victorious in the way that he enjoys doing so, with a nice stoppage, he feels the feet back up underneath him. Maybe he does pick up the phone. Sometimes you don't answer the phone from that chick until you got yourself together. Now you got the job and you got a nice car.
I don't know that it was a confidence booster that he needed, because if that's what he needed, or that's what, his team was looking for, they would have answered the phone. They would have, picked up the call to see what exactly Eddie wanted, because rumor is Eddie wanted to give him a Chisora, Dillian White, AJ fight. So, those seem easier than the Nordic Nightmare. Now, granted, I know technically speaking, Dillian White did beat Helenius in a 12-round decision, so it could be an oxymoron to some for me to assume that, the Nightmare is more dangerous than the two opponents that are being, put up by Eddie.
And I see why you could say that, because the presumption is that, number one, Deontay Wilder is the second best heavyweight out, and that his power is the great equalizer. And there's certain things that he can do to make him, maybe question number one, the ifs, right? But I think that it's kind of a slick murderer's row, just because of the energy required. So Helenius, he go through Helenius. I would even say, if he goes through Helenius and maybe get like a Charles Martin, you know what I'm saying? Get a common opponent with AJ and then get to AJ. But the brawling he'd have to go through, you know what I'm saying? To get with Chisora. He got a brawl to get through Chisora. Then it's just the bad blood with White. Even though White could, come in there and not necessarily be in any shape to deal with Wilder's power, I think that's a rougher road for sure.
For sure, man. So Helenius does hold the win over Derek Chisora, over Sam Peters, and over Adam Kovnacki. And I think even Efren Tempa, those are his biggest heavyweight wins. So I think he's a decent comeback fight for Deontay Wilder. I think the perception is probably that he's more dangerous than what he is, because he's coming off of two back-to-back knockout losses, or rather, two back-to-back knockouts that he gave to Adam Kovnacki.
Yeah, and one of them being the upset. And the first fight was the upset. The second one was like, this is no aberration. And, him, feeling like he might have some insight on Wilder, having been in camp with him. Confidence sometimes is a lot. And I think, the other side of that is Wilder needs to be in there with a fighter that is confident. In order for us to see what Wilder we have in front of us, he needs to be in there against a guy that's confident. I think Helenius is confident. And I think that, is he a live dog at all? I don't know. I give him like a 35% chance because he can box,
Helenius.
Yeah, 35%.
I give him more of a chance. I don't know that this was the smart move. I get it. There's a sense of familiarity there. So there's like, let's go with the opponent that we know. But that comfort could also be his undoing, because you think you know him, because you think you've taken the power. Now that headgear comes off. Now those gloves reduce in size, and you do get caught with something, and it feels different than when you were practicing. It's not the same. So we got to see. We got to see that Wilder isn't taking this guy too lightly, because he knows him intimately from being a sparring partner. Let's be real. He was the lead sparring partner for the last Fury fight.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, that comfort could lull you to sleep, because Helenius might have been saying, man, you still won't throw that jab and set up the power. You still, but I'm not paid to hurt you. I'm not paid to counter in the mistakes that I see, So he, I'm not saying like he was taking it easy on Wilder, but certainly, I think he has some perspectives where he feel like he's a hell of a lot more than even a 50-50,
For sure. No, it's going to be extremely interesting to see how Deontay Wilder not only looks but performs. There is some footage already that's been released. I'm going to Malik Scott's Instagram so that we can go ahead and get a first-hand look at what's been released. This is the Instagram of Malik Scott, and this is
your people have been fighting for 400 years.
The newest footage that's out. Wilder definitely working on that 1-2, definitely turning the hook and that right hand over, using torque from the waist, turning the whole body over on that right. So definitely the delivery and the technique starting to sharpen up under the tutelage of Malik Scott. And this is probably what they needed all along. I'm sure that many, YouTube coaches were suggesting don't go into the Fury fight. Use some of this technique that you're picking up with Malik Scott and implement that in the fight. Put it together. Make sure you can use it before going into the Fury. Obviously, we couldn't have it that way. We had to go into the rematch or lose the title. So he went into the rematch, but I would have preferred this route. I like what I see from the combination of Malik Scott and Deontay Wilder. It'll be interesting to see how many fights Malik and Wilder can get out of each other and together, and what sort of success they can have. I am very disappointed to see them working out in the UFC boxing facility. Zuffa getting promoted, UFC continuously getting promoted. These fighters, I don't understand what's wrong with them. Like, I don't see Dana White promoting them. I don't see MMA fighters working out in their gyms and giving their brand publicity. But it is what it is, man. Hopefully one day they'll understand.
One thing you pointed out about how long, these guys can, work together, Malik Scott and Wilder. They had success. It just, like you said, it was too much too soon. The success was the proof. What was that, the 5th round of that fight when he put Fury down twice?
Yeah.
That was the proof of the success. And again, I we all wish that he could have took this fight with Helenius, you know what I'm saying, before that fight. But, I think Wilder has, as long as he feels like doing it. And I think one thing you talk about, why is he in the UFC gym? I think he's been doing well to protect his brand. A lot of people, didn't like how he responded to the loss, but people want to see him. And so maybe just going into that UFC, just tiptoeing in there, he's gauging the climate to see, well, how much, everybody likes analytics. How much, response, what kind of response am I getting from people seeing me in this UFC gym? What kind of speculation is that? And what does that do for the Deontay Wilder brand?
I hope you're right, man. I hope they thinking that far. I hope all this is a plan to build up the brand. But, I see the buildup of the UFC. The UFC is the only entity here that is getting highlighted. Their facility is being used by boxers more and more. And cool, it is what it is. If you could get something that's going to benefit you, then I guess do it. But boxing really needs to wake up. They need to create their own facility, their own location. It's two different sports for a reason. But nonetheless, Terrence Crawford is a man of his word. He did reach out. He said, look, I ain't forget. I know I owe you an interview. Let me know. And I'm like, nah, champ. Nah, I want my interview in the gym or in studio. So he said he cool with that. So I'm just waiting, man. If they ever announce this fight, which feels like it's not getting announced. We're talking about Deontay Wilder being back. He's back on Fox pay-per-view October 15th. That fight is official. Caleb Plant and Anthony Durrell are on the undercard. But now that's an October pay-per-view slot mixed in with 2 September pay-per-view slots. Canelo, Triple G, Ruiz, Ortiz. King Amin of Essex, do you believe that we still get yet another 4th pay-per-view in November being Crawford and Spencer? Is that fight dead in the water for this year? And keep in mind, Tank has to fight in December again. So if somehow he gets it done with Ryan, that's another pay-per-view in December. Like, is this the quarter where we see 6 pay-per-views in 4 months?
I mean, I guess the real question is, if we get the fights, does it matter if it's pay-per-view? Because, you know, we want the Spence and Crawford fight, but I think if they guarantee in boxing, right? I'm full of shit. If they say that it's scheduled for January, January of 2023, I think I'd be satisfied. But the fight, we'd have to see, not see contracts. We just have to be as certain as we can be. Tank and Ryan, that's one that could come out of nowhere, but I don't see that one likely happening. So I think, we're going to round it out with 4 pay-per-views. But if we got 6, I mean, I can't be mad. You know what I'm saying? I got to see them all. I don't have any choice.
Nah, I mean, that's where I'm at. I'm definitely willing to pay. I just don't know that they will do that many. Do you think boxing as a sport is capable of 2 in September, 1 in October, 1 in November, 1 in December?
No, absolutely not. The sport is not capable. The fan base is too skeptical. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to be, it's not enough on the undercard, but the crown jewel of it. We got to get the crown jewel, the main event, the big fights that we want. If we got it in a scenario like that, I don't think we could much worry about, the fact that they're pay-per-view, but the networks are not going to do that. So, how we feel and what we want, that goes out the window. I don't think the networks, because then who is that going to be? That's going to be Showtime asking us. Showtime would have a lot of nerve asking us.
I think it's possible with Wilder going to Fox, you're still leaving money on the table for Showtime to buy the Crawford-Spence fight. And we all know Showtime is in the business with Tank. So are they going to pass up on Tank's fight, or are they going to pay to air Tank's fight? And Tank and Ryan haven't really been talking back and forth in the media anymore. Are they almost done with negotiations? Does that fight get finalized for December? I'm just preparing us for what's to come. It sounds like we got a shit wave of pay-per-view dollars to spend in the 4th quarter.
So how does Ryan get away from DAZN, or if that fight happens, or do you think that it's the other direction?
He doesn't get away from him. I mean, I think that Joe Makrowski made it clear when he and Espinoza were going back and forth on social media that they don't normally talk business in public, but that Espinoza is wrong. Ryan is under contract, and he wouldn't come out and say that publicly unless A, he was, and B, they were not ready to let Ryan cross the street. It will have to be a co-promotion. They are in the pay-per-view business now. Eubank Jr. is pay-per-view. Triple G Canelo is pay-per-view. They can do Tank Ryan pay-per-view.
Let's hope they do, man. Let's hope they do. It seems like it's a possibility of it happening. Maybe we do a poll on that. Have somebody do a poll. Are we paying for 6 pay-per-views this year?
I mean, really the question is, are you?
Oh, yeah.
I polled it this morning. You got your guys out there that are going to steal it. I'm just, at this age, I'm just not trying to steal, man.
Yeah, I need to see it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't. On a slide, I don't need nothing buffering on me. I don't want to come back, and I gotta call somebody younger than me to hook me up. I don't got time for that. But yeah, I'm definitely paying for it, man. I would definitely like to see that, especially if we got again those two bookend fights. If we got Tank and whatever he's doing in December, especially if it's Ryan, and we got Spencer Crawford. My money's in.
Now, how I mean, does boxing fail us? Is there disappointment? What is the sport feeling as a whole if we don't get this Crawford Spence fight in November or this year? Can that fight, can it last? Will people still care by March of next year? Can they do it first quarter next year and it still be okay?
Well, these guys are they going to be inactive? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they can take other. It would have to be like spectacular fights in the interim, and I think people would still be frustrated. But there's always a catch. You know what I'm saying? If you say, just for argument's sake, you say Terrence Crawford. I don't know what his situation, but suppose he's a free agent and he's willing to do business with DAZN. Conor Ben, after he comes back from whatever he does, remember, he's not, nothing happened to him because he went up in weight. He's still good at welterweight. So they got either Virgil Ortiz or Conor Ben. Just because Crawford's a free agent, suppose we get that fight and then Spence and Thurman. If those two fights happen because Crawford and Spence is not happening, who's going to be mad at that? I know I'm not. Again, that's a pure hypothetical. But, I mean, this fight's becoming a hypothetical. So I don't see what the difference is.
Yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see, man. There's only a few more months left. We are in August. We're 1 month away exactly from the Canelo fight. And I'm sure once that's out the way, that's going to open the floodgates for all the smaller, pay-per-view attractions to come about.
Yeah, man.
So, I mean, the biggest news, I think, is that on the day that Deontay Wilder comes back, boxing fans not only get the treat of the Bronze Bomber, one of the most exciting heavyweights back in the ring, but the rematch for Undisputed is back. And it is official. There will be a press conference in Melbourne to announce the fight August 22nd. So I don't even know what that means. Like, is Devin and Bill flying to Melbourne and they're announcing, or is it going to be some sort of satellite where Kambosos is in Australia and Devin and Bill, who last I checked, Bill FaceTimed me yesterday. He FaceTimed me yesterday just to tell me that he beat up a Dominican, that Devin just put hands on a Dominican. And I ain't going to say who because I like to keep my boys eye. But he like, yeah, ain't that your boy? Ain't that your boy? What's his name? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, what happened? He's like, yeah, we just beat the fuck out of him. I'm like, well, damn. All right. So that would be interesting if they're flying to Australia. But, what do you think about, obviously, the rematch with Devin Haney is happening. They're going to do a press conference to officially announce it. So that's taking place. And then it's taking place the same day. So for me as a boxing fan, I'm happy. I get boxing midday. I get boxing evening. But what's your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I'm with it. I'm totally with that fight. And you know what? We get this fight out of the way. Maybe some people thought there was some sort of magic. Bob Father has something. He was going to, maybe get Kambosos to move out the way. But there's too much money on the table, too many commitments. And we get this one, on the same night. But it's going to be a different, what is it? It's probably going to be like 11 o'clock. The card starts like it did last time, right? So full day of boxing.
Full day
of boxing, man. How can we go wrong with that for Undisputed? You know what I'm saying? And then we grew right into the big men in the evening. I'm psyched for it, man. I'm psyched for it. That's going to be a hell of a weekend.
Yep.
October is going to be crazy.
What are you expecting from Kambosos? He's gone dark, man. I know he's focused. You know, I know he's focused. He probably went back into that same line, like, wow, you're in the limelight, I'm in the dark, I'm in the trenches. You know, so he's trying to get back to good graces. Can he make the adjustments, or is Devin just too good?
Devin's just too good, man. I don't see what he can do other than, you know, get himself more definitively outworked. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, you know, I mean, it would be crazy. I'm not going to go out here and say Devin could stop him. But what I'm saying, Kambosos can't change anything except what? Try to outbox him? No. Try to be more aggressive? That might not work. He may get mad at it. So, you know, if he just goes out there and just, I say just go for it. You know, what is go for it going to look like for him? Pretend he's Tio. Pretend Devin is Tio and try to just cut the ring off on him. Try to get a little messy if he can. Take some chances. Try to use a little Marcos Maidana type, you know, toughness. And if that doesn't work, man, you just, you know, because it's not doubting his skill set. Devin Haney just had him figured out with the jab. Some people think that's boring, but that's masterclass. And if you don't like it, then, you know, I don't know. You just have to respect that some people are not interested with wasting energy and getting hit. They want to go in there and be clean and get up out of there.
How does ESPN make this fight interesting to you again? Or, you know, I don't know. Does it not matter?
Well, I think it's interesting because we want to see how well Devin Haney can do. They're going to do a lot of, Kambosos, this is, you know, he's used to fighting as the underdog. Maybe he doesn't do well fighting from on top, that kind of thing. You know, he could not fade into obscurity, but, you know, he could be forgotten after such a great triumph over T. It's going to be a whole thing. They're going to have Joe Tessitore with the voice in the background. But, you know, they got Tim Bradley speak on it. But, again, it's wondering what Devin Haney's next step is. Because Kambosos, he's not done. He's just out of the picture when it comes to Undisputed. We just want clarity for Undisputed. We're not throwing him away. We're not calling him a gate. We're not nothing disrespectful. He's just going to be out of the way when we talk about claims to Undisputed. Then we could look at Loma. You know what I'm saying? Then we could look at whatever Ryan and or Tank is doing at 135. That's what we can focus on.
Speaking of Loma, your thoughts, man. Jermaine Ortiz is rumored to have gotten the shot at the comeback at the White Wolf. Loma will be taking on the undefeated Jermaine Ortiz, coming off the biggest win of his career, where he got the win over Jamel Herring. What's your thoughts on Jermaine Ortiz as a fighter? And is this exactly what Loma needs, or could he have possibly bitten off more than he can chew in this particular tune-up?
Yo, Jermaine Ortiz, Jermaine the technician Ortiz. I call him Poppy, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, after that win over Adorno, he's been on the upswing. And Top Ring has a way of giving fighters, when they kind of match you in a 50-50 fight, if you shine, they'll continue to elevate you. The win over Herring, I think that was a very good, very decisive win. Now he gets Loma. This is an opportunity because he's already playing with house money. So if he loses, again, no disrespect to him, but was he supposed to win against Loma? I mean, he's certainly looking like that level of fighter. And we also want to see if Loma is still ready and able to handle the young dogs. Maybe people looked at the fight with Comey and said, well, you know, Comey been in there with a couple wars. You know, so this is definitely a fighter that's on the upswing. And the young fighter, sometimes it's not stupid. I want to say they're too ignorant to think they can lose. They may be grateful to say, yo, they really going to put me in there with Loma? They don't think that they being fed. So I feel like Jermaine Ortiz will give Loma a handful. And if Loma, you know, dusts him up pretty good, you know, he's on track to get back into that discussion about Undisputed. And wouldn't that be crazy? Again, Loma was never undisputed. Let's clarify that, but he still will be in that conversation.
Yeah, man. He gets a lot of love as if he did undispute. But so you're saying Jermaine Ortiz he's supposed to lose, so it doesn't matter. It's a win-win situation.
No, what I'm saying is a lot of people, if you ain't been paying attention to him, they're going to think he's supposed to lose. But I'm saying I've seen him since Adorno. He's coming in there to win. He's already felt disrespected, as far as being matched up. Like, okay, I'm the B side. Y'all bringing me in here as an opponent. So his position against Loma, he is definitely, he will have it in his mind that he's brought in there to lose, but he will feel like he has a much better chance than anybody will give him. I'm being one of those people that gives him a great chance.
Yeah.
Loma, I'm not saying he's experienced any slippage. He's just getting older. When things get older, it's a little bit different. I'm not even going to talk about the distractions, this and that, Ukraine. It's not on the political, but just on the practical. Maybe, he's a little slower, or maybe he's just hitting that stride. So Jermaine Ortiz is a great fighter to test, a litmus test, as they say. We'll see where Loma's at.
Yeah, man. Jermaine, man, taking a huge step up. I thought when we were trying to guess who he's getting the fight with, all this time I'm thinking it was Nakathila. I'm thinking it was Nakathila because, the uncle kind of was like, yeah, man, there's a fight out there that turned down Jermaine. So we got caught up on who didn't want to fight Jermaine and not who Jermaine could have potentially been fighting, which obviously the bomb later was dropped by Michael Coppinger that Jermaine would be in the ring with Lomachenko, which is a great fight, for Jermaine. A great opportunity for him. And like you said, Loma gets to knock off the dust.
What do you think about his chances?
Jermaine's?
Yeah.
Oof, man, very difficult, man. Like, obviously he overperformed in that Heron fight, but Heron is not Loma. Now, he is Loma in age, man. The technician could pull this one off if everything happens to fall in the right place for him, because again, he is younger. He is undefeated. Loma's coming off of a layoff. He's got the whole Ukrainian army shit in his mind. Is there rust? Is his timing on? Maybe he's catching Loma at the perfect time, bro. Factor in inactivity, little bit of rust, mind not completely focused, and then all of a sudden, you're the right age. I don't know. He could have his number. That night could be Jermaine Ortiz's night. Who knows?
If I'm being truthful, the last time I picked against Loma was against Comey, and he absolutely bodied Comey.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that again. I'm sorry, I'm not doing that again. And I feel like Jermaine Ortiz would have to do a lot. He would have to just kind of, weather some flurries, try to cut the ring off. It's a lot of things he'd have to do before he can get to the point, because look at what it took for Teal to beat him. Teal had to be perfect.
Yeah.
And he was. And I'm not saying Jermaine can't do it, but he certainly has the size. He certainly's got Teal frame. And that's one thing I was looking at. He's taller. He kind of got that wide frame. So he can mimic some of those things and perhaps be successful, but he's really going to have to want it every moment of every round, because Loma doesn't stop punching and he don't stop moving. And usually he's doing both of them shits at the same time.
Mad Bet 100 with a $5 super chat says Haney versus George doesn't matter. Tank versus whoever is all that matters. Jermaine spanks Loma. We'll see. We'll see, man. You will be called the oracle if that comes true, because I don't think anyone is expecting Jermaine to spank Lomachenko. But we shall see. We shall see.
Be a hell of an upset. We got to mark it down. What's today? August 18th. Mad Vince said it. If it happens.
Mm-hmm. That is crazy. But what'll be just as crazy as Mad Bent calling it is Floyd. The title says it. Damn, Floyd, why'd you do it? And I know a lot of people are obviously thinking of the most popular Floyd, Mayweather, but I'm talking Floyd Schofield signing a promotional deal with Golden Boy, and I just don't understand why would this young African-American man do this? As long as I've been in boxing, people have been complaining that Bob and Oscar don't know how to promote the African-American. I can't even remember the last African-American that Golden Boy had. Oh, yeah, Big Meech and Lamont Roach.
Rashidi.
And Rashidi Ellis.
Who just got out of contract because it was so bad over there.
So it is a co-promotion. He's still with the San Antonio base Davies Entertainment, but it is in now co-promotion with Golden Boy, and Floyd Schofield will headline a main event, Golden Boy Fight Night on DAZN, October 20th, live from Fantasy Springs Resort and Casino. But remember, this DAZN, this Fight Night on DAZN, this is like their version of like Showbox and Friday Night Fights. So they're giving them a Showbox to headline, but no opponent announced yet. More details will be shared shortly, but I'm just lost, man. His father struck me as someone that was paying attention to this sport, so I'm lost. I'm lost. I mean, Big Meech, he got nothing. He got nothing. And if you want to say that in some world, ending up in a Jaime Munguia fight is the pinnacle of your career, and that Oscar did right by you as a promoter, then okay. Then Big Meech made it to the creme de la creme because he got a Jaime Munguia non-title fight. Rashidi Ellis plagued with at least 2 years of inactivity before finally being released. That in no way, shape, or form could be noted as a successful promoted career. And Lamont Roach, maybe he got an opportunity or one. I don't know. Maybe. I think Lamont got an opportunity at someone with a decent name. Maybe a JoJo Diaz or something. Who'd he lose to?
It was, he just fought recently, actually. It might have been on that same card, the same card with Munguia and Ballard.
Yeah, man. I just can't think of any one that they've promoted well of African American descent, and even women.
Tanisha.
I'm pretty sure they lost Franchon Cruz DAZN, the unified champ at the time. And then Peter Khan took her to Matchroom, and she became an undisputed champ, and she was African-American. And Sinisa Estrada, who's not African-American, also left Golden Boy. So I am just lost, and I wish it was lost for words, but I'll stop there. I think I've said enough about Floyd Schofield and his decision to sign the Golden Boy. Let's hope, for his sake, that I am all wrong. That's all we can do. But what are your thoughts, man?
Well, I wish them good luck. I know they got roots from Jersey City, you know what I mean? So shout out to them. I think maybe they're, hinging it on
I'm being told Shane Mosley Jr., is he still with Golden Boy, or was he let go? Or was he, did he stop? I don't know. What the hell?
I mean, whether he is or isn't, how's that working out for him? So either way, I would stick to.
Right now, he is in position, though. That's why I'm asking. Like, remember, he just won like a WBA, maybe Continental something. He beat Gabe. That's his biggest win. So, yeah, there's been soft talks and rumors of a Berlanga matchup. So, yeah, I mean, for Shane, he's looking all right, but, that's like, what, 1 of 5?
Yeah, it's not really looking good over there. I can't give, only thing I could say maybe, being based in Texas and trying to, merge whatever Floyd's audience is with, you got to be real. He want a Mexican audience. He want the numbers. He want the demographic. So in his mind, I want the demographic. Let me sign with the Golden Boy and see if I can get something popping. So, again, I don't see that deal weighing out, but if somehow they can leverage it, good luck to them.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I wish Floyd Schofield the best, and hope that I'm wrong and it works out for him. What else do we have here to discuss? Anthony Joshua rejects talks of retirement if he loses the Usyk rematch. And this poor man, he can do no wrong, or no right? It's like they've twisted his words now, and it's like, oh, Anthony is bracing for a loss because he talks about not retiring if he loses. So they're like, oh, look, he's thinking about losing already. It's like, damn, bro, just let my man fight. Like, man, some of these fans need to get in the ring for real and really swing, man, because it starts to get a little bit unfair that just anyone can say anything.
Let me ask you though about AJ. He's one of those guys that fight to the level of opponent. Man, I talked about Kambosos. Is AJ a guy that needs to be under the gun in order to get lit? Like, could we see that this weekend?
Maybe, man. Maybe he's one of those guys that can't get up for certain faces. Usyk does have that friendly face. He's dancing in a lot of his videos. He's always making noises and different voiceovers and shit. And Andy was the same way, little fat, nice kid. So, maybe AJ does need that. He does need to get like mad and shit to get that dog out of him. I don't know. I'm hoping that's what they brought Robert on, man, to learn how to call upon that angry man, that bad man. Hopefully he could call upon his little bad man and put some hands on Usyk, man. What do you think? Does that fight make it past the 10.5? Because I got some killer parlays, man.
Yeah, it's gonna make it past the 10.5. And again, I got AJ pulling this one out. I think that the bulkiness and all the shit that people seeing, plus Usyk's outfit, I'm counting him out. The outfit and the haircut.
The outfit and the haircut. He do look like a genie popped out a lamp and shit.
Yeah, he's cool. I love Usyk. I love his personality. The man can box. I just think that he might have gave away some of his best, assets, by putting on that extra bulk. And all AJ really got to do, if in fact it's all in AJ's head, if in fact he needed, his Tio Roberto to give him some, aggression, right? Make him pull his socks up. Then this is going to be the move. Fight like a big man, push him around, get rough with him and avoid, the slips. Avoid letting Usyk get out of there. Don't let him, give you nothing without taking nothing back, and just keep roughing him up. I think he can do it.
Yeah, man. We'll see, man. It's hard for AJ. Like I said, he can't win for losing, and he's always being scrutinized. But it is what it is. That'll all change if he can get that win. You know, he'll be right back in the driver's seat. And in another big fight, man. I know that fight with him and AJ will be huge, at least in certain parts of the world, if it's ever able to be finalized.
On the undercard of that one, though, man, do we want to get to a few fights on the undercard?
Yeah, no, I got actually the undercard pulled up, and well, actually, I had the Joe Joyce undercard information pulled up. Let me find the Usyk AJ. I know they have quite a few good fights, actually. I remember Tabiti Spung. Spung somehow had travel issues now, so he's out. James the Beast Wilson is in. That still sounds like a fun fight. So I'm interested in how Tabiti does with the Beast. I hear the Beast is chinny, so you know I want to see how that plays out. Obviously, I'm super invested and interested in the Hrgovic versus Zhilei Zhang fight. I'm hoping the big bang can last that 5.5 and get the kitty a little bit bigger. Am I missing any other undercard fight of significance?
Well, you got Ramla Ali. You know, I've always got to touch on women's boxing. Ramla Ali. She's in there. I'm not really sure of her opponent, but she's literally one of the most active fighters in boxing, period. Forget about women's boxing, period. And, you know, she's in Dubai. She'll be the first woman to fight professionally in Dubai. So big ups to Ramla Ali and women's boxing on that card for sure.
Yeah, I think I seen her fight one time. You know, if you're with Matchroom, you usually get active as a female. You got Ebony Bridges, very active. Shannon Courtney, Sky Nicholson. I mean, even Alicia Bumgarner signed to them and got extremely active. Shout out to Danny that was in Detroit with Alicia Bumgarner and with Tony Harrison this afternoon. So hopefully you joined our Patreon and were already a member and put in your question and had it asked to those two fighters by Ringwalk Danny. I got Ken Stone with a $1.99 super chat. He says, Big Loma, Herg, Callum, Sergey, Navarrete by KO. So that's a long play parlay because Loma ain't even got his fight official. And I don't know what Sergey he's talking about. Any Sergey's fighting, you know?
Yeah, Lipinets.
Oh, yes. I hope that fight goes past the 8.5. That's all I care about, honestly.
Yeah, that one goes past 8.5.
Yeah, and Callum Smith is fighting who? I'm telling you, when you with Matchroom, you get hella pass fights, Merrill. Callum Smith resume, I'm about to Google this shit. Like, who's he fought, man? My man is just like Lenny Castillo, Hassan Ndam. I mean, yo, bruh, who is this dude fighting? They just be giving out checks over there, man. Callum Smith, let's see. Because I don't even understand. Like, he fought Lenin, so why is he in another tune-up? Look.
He's fighting Matthew Bardolic.
That's crazy.
And what do you think about Richard Rivera? Have you seen Badu Jack's opponent? I think it's Puerto Rican cat from Massachusetts or Connecticut. I think it's from Connecticut.
Hell
actually.
Yeah, Popeye, man. That's happening on this card?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big step up for him, but Badu is old, man, and Badu's moving up the cruiserweight. And that's Popeye's division. He been there, but he's a club fighter. You know what I'm saying? He ain't get out that club circuit yet. This will be the first fight to break him out of that.
Salute
Yo,
the
I
Popeyes.
thought motherfucking Callum Smith beat Lenin Castillo, man. This dude only had one fight since the Canelo fight, and that was damn near a year ago. And this is what I'm saying. So y'all kept him inactive for a year, so now you're going to throw him another tune-up. So he got back-to-back nobody cares fights. These just free checks. Gilberto Castillo Rivera, that's what I'm showing. And now he fighting Matthew Banderlique, some shit like that. Like, this shit is retarded. But that's that matchroom shit, man. Pacheco ain't been in a decent. I don't know what. Do you know any of the Diego opponents?
Nah, man, not for nothing. You know,
No names.
somebody told me a long time ago, if you don't have a social media, like, you're not really trying to make no waves. You're not trying to market yourself. I don't know any of his opponents. They don't have no social medias.
What
can't
about
find
Ray
them.
Savage?
What, Ray Ford?
The only one that I know that got real names is all Ammo. Like, he fought Mama's Boy and like one other dude, right?
Yeah, the cat from Ohio he just fought.
Ohio.
Yeah, it was the boxer type dude, but he stopped him. Dude with cornrows. I can't remember the guy's name. I gotta pull up on BoxRec.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but
And Ray Ford.
That's a
he had
damn shame. Look at Big Nick. That horrible dog shit of a fight is the final eliminator for Better Beef. So Callum gets a Better Beef shot off a loss in 2 dog shit fights. That's retarded, man.
So this Callum fight with Magdaleno, this guy, he's for a shot against Better Beef?
That's what Big Nick is saying. That's what Big Nick is saying, man. I have no clue, man. I have no clue, man. Shout out to Callum Smith, man, for showing us that he never wanted no real smoke. Because he got 2 straight tune-ups and some eliminator. Keller Plant coming back off a Canelo knockout fighting Anthony Durrell. Shout out to them, man.
Sure. Hey, what you think about Gutierrez and Garcia, man, on the Figueroa Lipinets card?
Nah, you talking about the dude that beat Colbert?
Yeah, versus the guy that was supposed to fight Colbert.
Yeah. Yo, that's funny. They ain't put no line out for that, man. That shit is flying under the radar. I'm going with the Dominican, man. I got to see him train. I got to see his mindset. He not your typical Dominican. He all in the God and shit. He don't go out. So hopefully that translates. Oh, yeah, no hookah lounges for him. Hopefully that translates into the ring. You know, he with Bobby Santos. They keeping him sharp. But I don't see a line for that. You said that's happening on the 21st.
Yeah, that's on
And as I say it, there you go right there. The over-under, the over is 10.5. They fucking wildin'.
Yeah, I don't think that fight ends in stoppage.
Yo, so they don't.
12.
So nah, but listen, they don't care that Hector won. They don't have him stopping this guy early. They saying this going over 10.5 because it's damn near 3-1 minus 3, minus 294. Gutierrez is plus money by KO and by decision on mybookie.ag using the code BETTVB. And Hector Lewis is plus money by KO and minus 111 by decision, which is, I guess, good if you believe he getting the decision. How long has Gutierrez been out the ring, though? He must got some rust. My man been having that position for so long.
Definitely some rust. And you know, he's easy to hit. You know what I'm saying? Garcia's a little bit more defensive than Gutierrez. Gutierrez likes to stay in the fire and try to, you know, dance in between the punches. Whereas, you know, I see Garcia, you know, punching him and moving a little bit more. Gutierrez is going to like to come forward. So I think, you know, and you know, maybe he ain't used to getting punched coming forward, but it's definitely going 12 rounds. I don't see a stoppage either way in this fight at all.
Yeah, the odds indicate that it will go to the distance. You know, it says, will this fight go to the distance? Yes, minus 222. So you're right about that for sure. But Beterbiev is injured. No real details given on his injury, but he can no longer defend his title versus Anthony Yarde. And yeah, he's out. He's out. And I'm sure that the sanctioning bodies are going to give him a pass as he's their unified champ. But now what does Yarde do? Does he just sit around and wait? Or does he, you know, find an opportunity?
You'll mark my words. The WBA is going to give him an interim title shot. The WBA love doing that shit.
Yeah.
If nobody else don't do it, Ness, the WBA will give him an interim title shot and say, hey, you're going to wait for this fight, right? Because didn't they allow it? Didn't they allow it? Negotiations for it?
You know, I believe it was the WBO.
Okay.
That he was highly ranked in and was the mandatory. Brandon is saying that he had surgery.
Yeah, so I think whatever, you know, down the WBO, they don't do that interim bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if I was just putting smut on the WBA's name, but I think Yarde, who's he going to sit around and fight? Were they going to put him in? Wasn't he just in an eliminator, or is there an eliminator they're going to put him in?
I don't know what they're going to do because this fight was supposed to happen, but now Beterbiev is out till at least 2023, I think. So I'm just asking, like, what does Yarde do? Where does he go?
I don't know. Who else in the division is not busy, you know?
I honestly, I'm not even sure, but I don't think Yarde will take. I don't think Yarde will take the chance against anyone else. You know, history shows us that he would rather wait for his shot at the bigger name.
Yeah, I agree. Again, unless some outside chance. I'm just throwing shit in the game because boxing is funny
now,
like
Big
that.
Fish Vega is saying that there's talks of Anthony Yarde in a tune-up in November. And that's what I'm saying. I knew he wouldn't take the risks and pass up that opportunity with a bigger name. You know, so I figured he'd be in another tune-up opportunity, tune-up situation. You know? It's crazy, bro. We get hella tune-ups.
Could that be something that he does stateside to kind of, you know, introduce the name, or maybe take him over to Canada, or what?
I don't know, man. I'm done expecting or wanting these guys to come. I don't think that's, you know, of importance to them as much as the fight and the money, you know, as to the location.
Yeah, we'll see what Anthony Yarde is doing, man. I you know, I like Anthony Yarde. I think once he finally get his big shot against Beterbiev, I'm not gonna say he got to go away, but he's one of those guys that you got to see where he's at. Definitely got to see where he's at because the light heavyweight division, he's been around for a little minute. And, you know, we're dealing with Frank Warren, though. I don't want to blame Frank Warren, but Frank Warren don't always get you where you need to be. But apparently he's done something, you know, for Yarde.
Yeah, no, he's definitely put Yarde in position. and in position to make some decent money. He made good money with that Kovalev fight. So yeah, he's all right. He's all right. But moving on, let me see here what else we got before we start to wrap things up. Robisi Ramirez is possibly going to be fighting Jesse Magdaleno, which is it's crazy, kinda. I mean, I know Jesse needs an opportunity back. He's a former world champ. He suffered his loss to Isaac Dogboe, but for Robisi, it's like I'm coming off of this Abraham Nova undefeated win. How does this make sense? Would this be his first former world champion? And that's, I guess, the way that it makes sense is like, it's his first former?
Yeah. Remember, Robisi, the win over Abraham Nova was redemption. That was to say, I still belong. I'm good. I'm revitalized, retooled. I'm here.
Yeah.
So now you give him a former champion, and he says, all right, he beats a Magdaleno. Now he deserves a shot. So I think that's fair. I think that's a very fair trajectory. And again, this is what Top Rank does. Had a conversation the other day, man. Top Rank, they do a pretty good job of their matchmaking because it's usually up to the fighter to sink or swim, Because very well, if Robisi goes in there and shit the bed, former champion Jesse Magdaleno still got something left in the tank,
Yep.
So I think it works, either way for either fighter, man.
Agreed, man. Do you like that fight for Robisi?
I love it.
Okay.
Love it. Because it's a former champion. Again, Jesse Magdaleno. Let's see what he got, Nobody wants to be called the gatekeeper. Nobody wants to be, called that they're finished, right? Again, we're going to see, Gabriel Flores in a similar situation sooner than later, A younger contender will be coming up, and they're going to say, hey, is this guy, where is he at in his career? Is he still going to contend, or is he still, just a tough veteran? Is he still, a veteran in the game? And Magdaleno, he's at that crossroad. So, yeah, Robisi, even though Robisi's on his way up, Magdaleno's not quite on his way down. Great fight in my opinion.
So when I say United Promotions, what comes to mind for you?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
That's crazy. Well, United Promotions has struck a deal with DAZN, and now they are the official broadcaster for United Promotions that's based out of Canada, and they're going to be streaming all their fights, man. So we're going to get a bunch of Canadian fighters on DAZN. And DAZN is calling it the new exclusive broadcaster for United Promotions domestically in Canada as well as internationally in 180 markets. The multi-fight deal will showcase Canada's brightest boxing stars to audiences worldwide and further solidify DAZN as the global home of boxing. Now, this just gives credence to what I said a few shows ago, that DAZN could offer Al money. And Al could go to DAZN with all his fights because that's what they're trying to do, establish the app as a boxing app. Here they did it with Canada. Like, don't ask me why. Like, who cares about Canadian boxers? When have they been popping? Like, Castillo, Lennox Lewis, fucking Adonis Stevenson, John Pascal, Arthur Beterbiev, David Lemieux. That's it.
Tony Lewis.
Get out of here.
Kim
Lightning.
Cavell,
Lightning.
Jessica Camara.
Bro, you just giving credit to dudes that fought and had a license to fight. Like Tony Lewis Steve Claggett never won a world title or a regional, neither did Tony. Sorry. I'm just saying, and I ain't shitting on the whole of Canada. I'm just saying, like, yo, let's use this money wisely. Like, you could have gave that to Lou DiBella. You could have gave that to Lou DiBella and had Conwell and all these fighters. Like, this shit is weird. Like, we never fucking heard of United They got 1,300 followers on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, man. 1,300 followers on Twitter, man. How you get a DAZN deal? You got 7,000 Instagram followers. How you get a DAZN deal?
I'm glad you said it like that, though, because you made me feel bad that I didn't know who they was, because I damn sure didn't. But you see, I can recognize some of the Canadian fighters, and I think if you allow DAZN and corner the market is what they're doing. Remember, we said the same thing about Al Heyman when he was grabbing up all these fighters, and we was like, damn, he's just signing everybody. What you do is you corner the market and you have your commodity. You make people have to come to you for your commodity. So now he's got the markets. You make a move in Canada, you got to make a move on DAZN. So it's like, even though, Heyman doesn't have interest there, the opportunity, like you said, to collaborate and put all those fighters, one commodity, on this specifically boxing app, another commodity, you know what I'm saying, as far as the viewers, I could see some business happening, man.
No, I get you, man. If you take up all the fighters, eventually we got to turn to DAZN. But I'm just saying they could do this in America. Like, they could do this in America. But they got their business plan. They doing what they doing. And we'll see what this means. We'll see if this means we get new stars, new fighters, that we start to care about and that we can see in the mix, because that's what's important. You're going to be broadcasting these fighters. Once we see them and once we see their skill, and we start matching them up, are we going to get those matchups? Are we going to see some cross promotion with other DAZN promoters and entities?
Let me ask you, does that mean, so say a situation like that, right? This guy, DAZN, like the company DAZN, they go and buy up, United Promotions. They got access to Canada. Can they now go directly to Heyman and say, hey, we're having a fight in Canada? Like, you know what I'm saying? We want one of your fighters. We offer you X amount of dollars for one of your fighters. Does that now?
I mean, they can always ask any fighter to be part of their shows. It's always going to be up to the managers and stuff to see if that makes sense.
Well, the reason why I asked specifically for PBC and Heyman, because I know, of course, they could go to Top Rank, but if, Top Rank says the same thing you're saying, why the fuck we going to do something in Canada? We rather stay in fucking Miami, Oklahoma than to come to Canada, than to go to Saskatchewan. We're going to go to our middle of nowhere instead of your middle of nowhere. Right. But, maybe with less, I guess, interest involved. Maybe Heyman would be like, listen, I don't have to do business with Showtime and I don't have to do business with Fox. Maybe I could do business with DAZN and take my fighter over there,
We'll see, man. We'll see. Casual Bass Guy, what the fuck is you talking about? Don't get timed out, you weirdo. Give no love to the little guy. Fuck is he talking about? We just don't know who the hell that is. You throwing money against the wall and hoping shit stick. Al got over 200 fighters. I have no clue what the fuck he talking about. Talking about I ain't giving no love to the little guy. And he must be talking about me not being happy that they spending money on this little ass promotion that don't got no fighters of relevance. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to grow the sport. You won't do that by signing B-sides. What the fuck? Weird
Hey,
ass.
you see we got that Kenneth Sims Jr. fight on a Sunday? We got boxing on a Sunday?
Yeah, man, but that's like some shit in Orlando on pay-per-view, right?
Yeah.
That's like Enterbox Promotions or something like that. It's tough, man. It's tough to be a boxing fan, man. They bleed in you every direction you look. Someone's got their own pay-per-view.
Yeah, man. And they're not making, these smaller fights, And so this is something I was talking about, if they take a fight like this exhibition, Adrian Peterson and Le'Veon Bell, two prime running backs, future Hall of Famers, people that know football know these guys, comparable in that they played in the same position. Now these guys is getting in the ring, right? If say like Showtime, instead of just putting on the show box, again, I'm not picking on Miami, Oklahoma, but put those guys on a card like that with the showbox guys. I mean, come on. That's such an easy way to build up.
Put who guys? What guys?
Put these two football stars and their visibility and their name and their marketability as the co-main event of perhaps, whoever you have for your showbox, feature. So like Ahmedov, they made him on showbox, right? If you want him in the main event on showbox, cool. But put one of these exhibitions on there. Reach into that budget a little bit. Put that exhibition on there. You can get a lot of sponsors. I think it's just such a brilliant way to give more depth to these smaller cards you putting on. You can use bigger venues because now people are going to want to show up instead of spending the money on having it at some, in the casino ballroom and then not, really doing nothing with it.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, it is what it is, People got their panties in a bunch and they upset because of what I said. Look, you gonna get more bees with honey. So you guys are just thinking small. Oh, I'm harsh because I don't want to give no shine to the little guy. No, stupid. If the DAZN brings in a big promoter like Al that has 200 plus fighters, in theory, the fight should be easier to make. Yes, the DAZN already shit the bed and had Gennady, had Demetrius, had Canelo, had Billy Joe and Jacobs, and those fights didn't all happen. But hopefully they learn from their mistakes. Again, in theory, if you bring Al and Matchroom on the same umbrella, it should be a great plan. It should work out, versus spending money on some Canadian promoter that has 1,300 followers. You're just a fucking weirdo. You guys are weirdos. You want to pick and choose when you have some fucking sort of heart and feelings. It's so weird. It's like, do we want the sport to win or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, if Bob, Matchroom, and PBC come together, we have the best sport. It gives us as consumers the best opportunity at the best fighting the best, at the best cards. If all those dudes can mix and match. Yeah, that's wishful thinking, casual basketball, because you're conditioned to want only the dog shit that they're giving you, which is these Canadian fighters that you never fucking heard of. You're so stupid, you live in America and you're okay with them spending money on Canadian fighters for your American $100 you're paying DAZN. But you're a dummy. I'm just not. Fucking idiot. So stupid. It's like, bro, they raping me for 2 years. What fights am I really paying for over there? I'm giving them $100 a month, $100 a year for that dog shit. And where's their real fights at? Where's the fights for an American? Where's the fights for an American consumer? Don't give me that UK dog shit. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I signed up as Matchroom USA. What the fuck, man? These dudes always fucking soft. Y'all soft as hell, man. Punk ass generation.
Yeah, he's trying to. He's expanding his borders. He want to see what the Maple Leaf has to offer.
It's crazy, bro. I'm paying them dudes $100 a year or some shit. What am I getting?
I told you getting Lajetta. Them Lajetta fights from Italy.
I want to know what's the American fight that they like. What's the fight that they catered to the American consumer? You know.
Well, look, if I'm being honest, absolutely not. They don't do no American cards unless it's in co-promotion. Honestly, with Golden Boy, right? We've only seen either Ryan Garcia as of late, or Virgil Ortiz, or Jaime Munguia, right?
And they versus who? So now look, Golden Boy just had Mickelson versus, so that's Matchroom and Golden Boy. So why am I wishfully thinking when they doing it already over there? So now I'm wishfully thinking, right? But Al had got 500 million from a hedge fund. He didn't get $1 billion. That was Eddie. But I'm wishfully thinking. Seems doable to me. You got Eddie and Oscar playing well. You got Eddie getting double the money Al got. Seems like it's doable over there. You got a Canadian motherfucking promoter just got put on. They putting motherfuckers on. Like, what is these dudes talking about? They just making bad business moves. But I sent Joe McCroskey the video of us at the Win, and I said, look, hopefully this means you could come to the studio now. And he hearted it. He hearted it. So I'm going to stay consistent on him and see does he eventually come so that I can ask those questions. Like, why the fuck is y'all all in Italy? Because you know, people could get mad at me and say, Ness, you so biased. You a xenophobe. You only think about America. Cool. But you tell me the last big fight happened in Italy. Where the fuck is the boxing history from Italy at? Someone show me the big pay-per-view draw from Italy. Where the Italy fighter that fought Mayweather, Pacquiao, or Oscar, or Floyd, or George Foreman? It don't exist. There's only one Canadian fighter made it to that level, and that's Lennox. These motherfuckers don't exist. You wasting money in markets that don't produce true fucking athletes.
Well, one thing we got to say about DAZN and the UK fights, it's a lot easier, you know, to cover and to really understand the depth of some of the divisions. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, as a stateside, we get to see a lot, you know, the Conor Benns of the world. You know what I'm saying? The young guys that we also trying to keep up with.
I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. Like, you out in Denmark. They've been in Denmark. They've been in Denmark for 2 years. They've been in Denmark for 2 years. So show me the big fighter that they got from Denmark.
Russia. They've been out in Russia 11 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, no. You right. Sebastian Formella. That's the only name they could pull out the Denmark DAZN. That's the only name they produced out the Denmark DAZN. So they've been spending money on the Japan DAZN. They got boxing out there. Where the fuck is the Japan star at? And don't tell me Ryota Maroda.
Nah, well, ain't it? Nah, he done with Top Rank.
Look at these idiots in the chat trying to find a time. Motherfucker, Arturo Gatti was from Atlantic City. Slap your dumb ass. Fuck you talking about? Just because I say Italian, they go to the first motherfucker that come to their mind. That dude is from Atlantic City. And the other dude you motherfuckers is mentioning, Malinagi's from Brooklyn, man. Yo. My man podcast calls from Brooklyn. What is it called? What is it, from Brooklyn to New York? What is it called? They try to make them from the motherland all of a sudden. You dudes is terrible, man. Yo, they said Gotti was from Canada. Nah, I'm Googling that.
I think he spent some time in Montreal, but he trained in Jersey, though.
I'm about to say, because I'm from New Jersey, and I know this dude was in Atlantic City. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Yo.
Yes, he actually trained up in North Bergen in Hudson County, but every time he fought right at the boardwalk.
My man said, "Who am I, the blogger?" He said, "Yo, Nez, that Japan dude is fire, though." Didn't he just get his face broke by Triple G, who 40 years old? Like, really, what is we talking about here? How is that dude dope, but he got his face broke by Triple G and he had an upset loss to Robert Brandt? So it looks like Brandon wants to bring out Trout Man Boxing. I guess I get to pick his brain on some of these fights that I think are going to go a certain distance. What up, Brandon? What you got? Brandon. I guess the same Brandon. Shit. Who the fuck is that? Oh, that's 347. I always do that. Yo, that Houston number be 346 and then the 347. Shit, crazy. But yeah, man, he trying to bring on the betting guy. We'll see what happens.
All right. In the meantime, make sure y'all smash that thumbs up, hit that like button.
Yo, Oscar posted a picture of his girl. Oscar De La Hoya posted a picture of his girl, and the caption was "My ride or die." Michael Woods, the author, says under that caption, he says, his admiration. Where the fuck it go? He said his optimism is admirable. Cause it is true, bro. Like, is she really gonna ride or die? She's like a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? When shit hit the fan for real. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Oscar.
Let me screen share this. Michael Woods is too much. He is hilarious. So here it goes. You see at the top, it's kind of, you can see it. It says his optimism is admirable. She do look young. Have anybody checked her age? Like, how old is she? Have you ever noticed her or no? Nah, all right, I mean, you ain't gotta, I don't want to get you fired in the house and shit.
Nah.
Can't be looking at Oscar,
she looked
girl.
She looked like she had a little work done. She don't necessarily look young. She like she had a little work done. She
definitely looked like she got that nose, attended to. But I think that's the last bit. What else do I got in here to show y'all, man? I think I am done. Brandon, you better make this happen. We about to be up out of here, man. These Thursday and Sunday shows getting smaller and smaller. It got to be big fights so people don't care, which is crazy. I thought this was a big fight. AJ has fallen from graces, for real, man. He's fallen from graces. It's crazy to me.
I don't think it's his fault, man. I think
he's saying Trout is 347. What up, Trout? Or Trout?
Hey, what's up, guys? Can you hear me all right?
We hear you good. We hear you good. Yo, so I put all my money on the over for Hrgovic and Zhang, man.
Yeah, you and me both, man. I really like that fight to go over.
Okay. What did you get it at? Was it 5.5 for you?
No, I got 4.5.
Wow.
What'd you get?
Fuck, man. My line was 5.5.
Ness, what I tell you?
Yeah, no.
I'm telling you this.
I didn't have it as low as 4.5. That sucks, man. I still think Zhang makes it past 5.5, man. Hrgovic gonna gas, man. I'm telling you.
I think Zhang makes it late. I think if he gets stopped at all, it's probably between like 9 and 12, but not like mid rounds.
Nice.
Definitely not.
Nice. So AJ-Usyk, does that go 10.5?
I think so. I'm not betting, but if I did, I think AJ by points, that price is ridiculous. I'm seeing it between like
600
plus 600 plus 100 out there. That's like a crazy price. I think you kind of, if you're going to bet that fight, I think that's kind of the way you got to go.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't really betting that fight. I just happened to do a parlay of all the overs. And I'm like, fuck, now I found myself rooting for the over in the AJ-Usyk fight just because of the parlay.
Okay, what other overs do you like?
Just the Hergovic. Oh, and I took the Sergey Figueroa. He definitely going 8.5, man. Figueroa, man. I don't believe in Figueroa like that. Not no more. It's been a minute. And Sergey was training on the card. He was already like, they already had him on standby. So it's not like he's really truly got a late notice. You know what I'm saying? He was the real fight. They were hoping Broner could make it. So, and the betting lines show that. The betting lines show Sergey as a favorite.
He's a big favorite. Yeah, he's like minus 333. But yeah,
but they think he's gonna stop him. They think he's gonna stop, and I don't know that Sergey even get like who the fuck is Sergey stop? Am I missing something?
I think what the odds makers think is that Figueroa can't really take punches anymore, and I think if you watch that Abel Ramos fight, it kind of supports that because like by the fourth round, the fight was really over. He just couldn't take flush punches at all. He like his body language was terrible. He reacted really badly, and I think it makes sense because this is a guy who's been historically kind of undisciplined with his weight. He's already fighting like much heavier than he really should be from like earlier in his career. So I think this is the end of the line for Figueroa. Like personally, I didn't bet that fight, but I think that total could be sweaty. Because Lipinets, I think, has more. Lipinets has more left in the tank. I know Boots stopped him, but Lipinets did some like effective counter work in that fight for however long it lasted, and he had a pretty good fight versus Clayton before that. So I think Lipinets, he wins this. There's a bunch of paydays for him, and I think he probably recognizes that this is the end of the line for Figueroa. Like, if AB didn't pull out, then they were just going to serve up Figueroa as a Broner. So, I don't know. I think Lipinets wins. I'm not going to bet it, like his money line, but yeah, that could be sweaty. I could see Lipinets kind of pouring it on as the fight goes on.
Yeah, but you see him doing it before 8.5?
I mean, all it takes is the right referee who just watches like a couple of punches too many, and they just dive in. Like, this is Florida. The refs, I think, are a little less seasoned than like, you know, you would see in more active commissions in boxing. So, you know, if Figueroa gets pinned against the ropes like he did against Ramos, and Lipinets is just kind of lighting him up, you could see like a trigger-happy ref just jump in and stop it. So, I don't think he's going to get like one punched, but I think it could be like an accumulation of damage.
Okay. Anything else that you like? I actually like Puello over Ahmedov, I think it is.
Ahmedov. Let's go. Yeah, I love that bet. Okay. I mean, I think Alberto Puello, he's so seasoned and crafty. I think because he kind of underwhelmed in his U.S. debut versus Bashan Owens, that we're getting a really good line here. But, you know, Ahmedov didn't really impress me too much when I watched his last few fights. Like, I know he should have beaten Barrios, but he still got hurt pretty bad earlier in that fight, was dropped pretty bad. The only reason it was close is because Barrios gassed down the stretch, and I don't think Puello's gas tank is that bad. I think he's got pretty good cardio. And Puello is just like this unknown commodity, so people are betting on what they've seen with Ahmedov. But, you know, I think there's a strong chance that this is Puello's coming out party, and he wins like a close but clear sort of decision over 12 rounds. So I like Puello quite a bit. I also like him on points. I saw it at like plus 325 or something out there. So that's how I would play the fight. I definitely like him as the dog here.
I agree, man. I got to watch him spar Helenius, the IBO champ, and it was quite a treat. It was quite a treat. And after that, I was like, all right, this guy is the goods. He's definitely the goods. Because I've gotten to see Helenius spar with everybody. And, you know, to see what Puello was able to do and how he handled himself, I'm like, wow, this kid's got it.
He's real crafty. I think Butts here is going to be like, I think he'll look kind of basic in this fight. Like, he's very aggressive.
He's a southpaw
and he'll push the action,
too, right?
Yes. It's southpaw, I think.
Yeah, bro. He's got a long left hand, I'm telling you. Look for that shit to land.
Yeah, Ahmedov is going to eat a lot of punches on the way in, I think. Like, he'll be aggressive and push the pace, but he's going to take a lot of clean punches on the way in, and that's what I think makes the fight interesting.
Nice, man. So what's I guess what's your recommend of the week?
All right, this is going to sound crazy, but Ramla Ali, the British fighter, she's on the undercard of AJ. I think she gets the stoppage. I don't know if you guys have watched tape on her opponent, this Dominican woman. Her name's Crystal Garcia Nova. She's like a total novice. Her record is completely manufactured in the Dominican Republic off really bad opposition. She's just coming off a stoppage. This fight's over 8 rounds. I think Ramla Ali is going to be really motivated to put on a career best performance, and they really set her up with a layup here. Like, this opponent, Nova, has bad footwork. Her head is like straight up on a flagpole. I think she gets pinned against the ropes and landed on. I think either the ref or the doctor calls it off at some point. So that's got the most of my money this weekend. I think Ramla Ali just has target practice here. So that's what I feel the strongest about. Did you guys already talk about like this Badu Jack fight at all?
Yeah, we talked about because I know Popeye, so it's gonna be interesting. It's like I was telling the audience, you know, I know him, but he's also only fought on the club level. So even though Badu is older and moving up in weight, he's still the most experienced guy that Popeye's been in there with. So it's not anything that I'm looking at as a betting from a betting standpoint. But why, you recommending something?
I like Badu Jack by decision here, which is kind of counterintuitive because, like you said, Popeye's kind of domestic level. But what I saw in his fights is anytime he gets hurt, because Popeye's defense can be kind of porous, but he gets hurt and he rebounds right away. And he fights with a lot of spite and pride, and he doesn't, like anytime he gets hit, he wants to get it right back, land 2 punches for every one. I don't think that'll be enough to win at all versus Badu Jack, but look at the guys Badu Jack has been stopping, like Sam Cross and Dervin Colina, and these are guys who are like absolute bottom of the barrel competition, and I think Popeye is better than those guys. So, and you know, historically, like over the course of the years, Badu Jack is a guy who hears the final bell. Like, he's not really, you don't think of him as a prolific finisher. So when you look at that decision line of like plus 350 for Badu Jack by decision, I think you're getting a real bargain. And I think you're taking advantage of some recency bias where people assume Jack is a finisher just because he's knocked out like a couple of cans. So yeah, I like Rivera's going to get hurt at points, but I think he rebounds from it, and I think he defends himself enough to hear the final bell. So that's my recommended play there is Badu Jack by decision.
Let me see if I even... Okay, yeah, we have that, but the props are not open yet. It's just money line. Yeah. Well...
Yeah, I mean, the over there too, so...
You said what?
The over there is good too if you guys have...
Okay. Yeah, hopefully they give us a little bit more opportunities tomorrow. But right now, nah, the Popeye, the Richard fight, Rivera and Badu Jack is just there as a money line. But I'll definitely keep that one in mind. Trot, man, give out your social media, brother. We appreciate you coming on.
Appreciate you guys having me. It's only on Twitter at TrotmanBoxing. I do a podcast. I'm dropping a new one tonight. I just talk to fellow boxing bettors and we give out some of the best plays of the weekend. So, yeah, Ness, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it as always.
No problem. We appreciate you stopping by. Check out his podcast. Find them on Instagram. Let's go. So, let me see what else we can do. Yeah, Lipinets, the over-under is minus money for over 8.5. That's where the money's at, man. I'm telling you. I got Yo, I don't know. See, I don't know. He made me believe that maybe Omar could be stopped. You think Omar is on some body bag, punch bag shit? What's up? Uh-oh, he dipped out on me. Oh, he's back.
Nah, Omar right now, yeah, he's going to be there to work, and I think Lipinets, the problem is Lipinets we got to worry about. Can Lipinets withstand the pressure? Omar is there to throw punches, you know what I'm saying, and try to bang out. Is he going to be a little shot for him? Maybe, but I think, Lipinets got to really be on his toes, or he got to be countering. Yeah. The key is going to be countering, you know what I'm saying? And if Omar gets caught with some shit he don't like, if we could see him just walk right into something.
Well, I'm going to take some callers, man. Looks like I got the one and only Bivol Lover in the building. Bivol Lover in the building.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Mr. PBC, baby.
BoxingVoice.com. I'm the finest. Canelo talking about he believes he can win. Go to my kitchen. Get the sharpest knife. Cut the bullshit up. I don't care what you do good. I do every fucking thing great.
Mr. PBC, baby.
Yo. Shout out to you, Ness, for being Canelo lover. You got a headband. Glad you threw it away and lost it. Shout out to Callum Smith and everybody on DAZN. Ramla Ali. I do like that pick that one dude just made. Because I've been kind of weary on Ramla Ali. All this hype. But she only got like 6, maybe 4 fights. So I'm kind of like weary on that one. Callum Smith got a little easy picking. I think he's gonna get 1 through 6 KO. Let me see. Usyk. I mean, a betting man in me I got AJ decision. I feel like he can't really throw his arms too much. His best bet is pressure, walk Usyk down. And then I got Usyk, KO, and decision, some parlays. Let's see, I got Andrew Tabiti. There's hella people. I mean, this whole weekend, Karamo Usman. I mean, there's hella people, man. And if anybody's willing to bet me, Ness, or, anybody, hit me up, man. I got Bivol. Destroying Canelo's pride.
Don't you have a state betting site? Like, you be desperate out here sounding real weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody bets with a bookie. You don't have one?
No. I mean, I'm not sounding no weird. I mean, I've heard you on this show.
No, you is
big
weird.
up.
You is weird. You always trying to get someone to
you
bet
is
you.
Weird. I've
You're
been
always
trying
to
bet
get someone to bet you, and no one bets straight up. Like, that's why there's called the betting line. That's why there's a betting line. Like, why would people bet you straight up? That sounds stupid.
Because you're
and the person saying it sounds stupid.
You and Ring IQ got the same bloodline.
Man,
that's my call.
You are stupid that you think people gonna bet you money for money, dollar for dollar, when they could get fucking plus money odds. It's your weird ass wasting your call every fucking day. I'm trying to pick you up. I'm your real friend. The rest of these motherfuckers back here laughing at you because you run around repeating yourself like a grown man parrot. Bivol. Shut your ass up. Let the motherfucker announce a fight. Fucking weirdo. People crazy, man. I swear to God, man. What's wrong with y'all, bro? Bivol. Tell Bivol stop motherfucking ducking Zurdo. How about that?
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the Bronze Mama.
I want a body, and he gonna be the body. The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotions.
I'll be right.
LV Slugger.
TBV, fellas. I'm good.
What up?
Audio straight. What up, man? Jam-packed weekend, man. Jam-packed weekend of boxing. You know what I'm saying? I believe just about every big network in this boxing shit is got a fight card. You know, you got the top ranked card going on ESPN. You got the Zone, the biggest fight probably this weekend. Well, it is the biggest fight. AJ-Usyk, then you got Showtime doing their thing over there. So, you know, jam-packed weekend. I'm looking forward to it, man. Just all the fights. You know, it's a lot of fights. I believe that Gutierrez and Garcia, you know, I think that's for a vacant WBA at 130. So, you know, whoever win that fight, you know, they become champion, you know, and probably can. I doubt it, you know, understanding the business of boxing, but, you know, try to get a Shakur shot with him being the biggest name at 130. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to that fight. And the top ranked card Navarrete back, you know, see how he do. Try to see if he gonna move up and continue to, you know, dominate at 126 over there. But yeah, man, the main card, the main joint, AJ-Usyk, man, I'm really looking forward to it. I feel like the winner, you know, like I said, a big payday awaits. You know, whoever come on top on this weekend. I really don't know how it's gonna play out, man. That's why I'm just looking forward to it, man. If you was to just show each of the fighters' faces after the first fight, you know, I think a lot of the people would have thought AJ would have won. You know, Usyk's face looked, you know, fucked up after that first fight, even though he was able to win. You know what I'm saying? Him coming up to heavyweight, I do think that them punching power of AJ, you know, just took a toll on his face. But like I said, with his boxing ability, he was able to pull the win out. But, you know, if AJ come with that aggressive style, good calculated style, man, ain't no telling if he's able to get the knockout. I do think he got to get the knockout in order to beat Usyk. Not unless he could score a few knockdowns and pull the win out. But like I said before, man, he's one fight away from undisputed in heavyweight division. So this weekend, whoever come out on top, big payday awaits. And I think with Fury retiring, saying he retiring, I think it's just a ploy to figure out who's going to win and if he going to want to come back. You know what I'm saying? But Eddie rumored out there saying Saudi got 500 M's for Usyk, for not Usyk, but AJ Fury. So I think that's the fight Fury really wants, the AJ fight. I'm not sure he's gonna really want to get up for Usyk. So like I said before, what's a big payday for Usyk not named AJ Fury? And that's Wilder. So, you know, hopefully, you know, he get the job done, we get another big fight. You know, he'll have that leverage holding all them belts. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this weekend, man. That's my call.
All right. We got Dom with the counterpunch. What up?
Yo. Man, I don't know why you get offended so much about this, man. I was just asking to bet. But when the fight is going to happen with Zerto, obviously, I'm hoping that when it goes a purse bid, that maybe ESPN could pick up. Maybe. Because Bob came out and said that he's willing to make the fight with Better Beef and Bivol right after Zerto, who's fighting for Canelo's pride. So I'm definitely can't wait for that. And shout out to you, Ness. Talk that mess, but never want to bet.
I literally bet every week on screen with the bookies. With my bookie. AG. I get odds. Ain't nobody straight betting you. My man crazy, bro. I'm telling y'all.
Because you know, there ain't no show without Info Joe.
Are you ready for our next bout? Let me hear you. Shout out to the boxing god. It's showtime.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
The fight starts now. Give the fans a show and let your hands go.
SDS
sweet tooth.
Yo, what's up, my brothers? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
What up, King Amin? What up, Ness? Got the Jersey guys in the building together, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's right, man. First things first, man, shout out to the boxing gods, man, for blessing us. We got an action-packed weekend of fights. I just want to make my pick official. I'm going with AJ. I think the Garcia move could be the right move that he made, man. I know I looked at the fight last night, and he wasn't going to the body a lot, man, AJ. And he was circling, like I said before, to the wrong side, not keeping his lead foot on the outside, fighting the southpaw. But I think if he can put all that together, man, if he at least put his lead foot on the outside, at least when he throws his right, he can land something straight down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? And just pressure the shit out of him, man. Don't try to outbox him, man. Bully his ass, whatever it takes, man. Put your weight on him. He looked a whole lot bigger. I don't know why this time around than last time, you know. But put me down for Phillip. And I want to switch my pick. I called in earlier this week. I picked Omar. I want to pick Lipinets. I didn't know that he was fighting anyway this week. So put me down for Lipinets. And I'll call in Sunday and eat my crow, man. About to go in the Rock Boxing Gym, man, with my son. He getting this training in. I'm getting him ready.
All right.
But yeah, he's been going. This is his third month now. So once he gets some sparring in, I'm gonna post it, man. Y'all can critique it,
How
man,
old
and
is he?
let me know. He's 13.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
don't
13.
don't rush to spar, man. Let him fall all the way in love, man. He's still young, man. You could be doing the father-son pad work, teaching him how to slip. It's a lot before they start sparring, man. You don't want him to get scared away. You feel me? Because then he's gonna crush you. You know, you want to ease him in.
Because right now he keeps saying, I like it. I said, you ain't got punched yet. Let's see it in. But he the first one out the door. Like, let's go, Dad. I wanted to go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's go, champ.
You got to start throwing some punches at him. You know, let him learn with you first. I'm just saying. You know, them boys get ruthless in that gym.
Yeah, they do, man. But the guy, they got an advanced class, and they got, guys the kids is just starting out, man. It's about at least 30 kids in this gym, man. They got two rings, and they get it in. So, yeah. But they pacing him right, though, man. They pacing him right, though. But that's all I got, champs, man. Looking forward. Y'all doing a live chat tomorrow for sure, right?
You know it.
All right. Peace, my brothers. Y'all hit them thumbs up.
All right.
I'm out.
We got some more callers on Blog Talk, but if you don't press 1, I ain't gonna know that you trying to have fun. Suleiman the Scholar, step on up.
I didn't mean to make you upset before, but what I'm saying is that the guy over there is training, man. He's looking fit, bro. And that would have been nice if he would have fought Deontay. He got split for his belt. He's a champion in recess. But this fight here, hey, if he could put him away fast, man, and look spectacular, you know, it could be a barometer fight for his comeback, and he could get a better fight, man. He could find a better opponent in more time, you know. Maybe a Char, maybe a Ajak Caballel. That guy's undefeated, highly ranked. You know, or Hughie Fury, that he's highly ranked also. You know, that way he could get high in the ratings and move on to big and better things. I know he's gonna get the WBC, but it would be nice if he could unify that with a WBA regular belt or something like that. So he get the big AJ fight. And as you know, I like the AJ.
Bruh, why you always say that? You can't unify with a regular, man.
Brandon Figueroa did it.
Brandon Figueroa did not unify with no regular, man. You can't
He
unify
was a regular
with no
champion.
regular, man.
He was a regular champion and defeated Luis Neri at 122.
That shit wasn't no unification.
It wasn't a unification?
What? So show me the WBA that Stephen Fulton got, because I don't see him with it. I see him with a WBO. I see him
Okay,
with the
well,
WBC that he
but
took
the
from
first,
Brandon Figueroa.
yeah, the first belt he had was the WBA regular, so he must have vacated it. But he had that belt before he fought
Right,
Lewis and Henry.
listen, you got to stop saying that. Every time you call in, you want someone to fight for the regular and vacate, unify with the that shit. You can't even do that.
Alright. Okay, that'd be a good fight, man. That'd be a good fight. Deontay Wilder and AJ. Finally, it'll happen if AJ gets that WBC belt on his waist, and then and unify with this guy. I don't think this guy's gonna be. He's too big now. He's gonna probably be stationary. He's gonna try to put away AJ. He's gonna get hurt. AJ's training good. He had a good fight camp while this guy was fighting a war in his country. He should just vacated those belts and retired while he was on top because with this L is not gonna look. He's not gonna be looking too good. And the same thing with Lomachenko. Lomachenko should just retire now. You know, I don't think he should be coming back. Even though it's a good payday for some fighters. I mean, he's gonna take an L. The guy's a bigger, stronger, faster. He's slowing down. His legs gonna be heavy from that war. I don't think he should be fighting again. Thanks a lot for giving me the time to be in your show. And a big shout out for Philip Hergovich. I think he's gonna put this guy out early. The guy, he don't have the chin. Um, I want to see that guy fight Deontay Wilder too. I want to see him a big fight, 646 against Deontay. That's gonna be a good fight. So we're gonna see how good his chin is in this fight. And I'm going for Hergovich. You have a good night.
All right. Thank you for calling in. And that was Suleiman the Scholar. Let me see who's up next. Let's see who's up next here. I got Marlon So Icy. What up? Marlon So Icy. I mean, you back. I can't hear you, I mean, not just yet. So Icy. You gotta unmute, Marlon.
You right, sure you right. What's happening with you, Ness? How you feeling, bro?
Chillin', champ. How are you?
Man, living the dream almost, man. You know, I moved down to Florida now.
Oh, wow. Okay, what
Yeah.
part?
I'm out in, I guess what, it'd be Apollo Beach.
Oh, wow. You ain't too far from me.
Yeah, so we got to link up. I'm driving right now, 5 hours away, so I'm finna just get there tonight. I had to go back and grab all our stuff from Minnesota. And then, but yeah, so I'm here, got shit together, got all my boxing shit, so I'm ready to get shit cracking.
Nice, man.
But yeah, man, I'm excited, man. Deontay Wilder back in the ring. I'm geeked up for that fight already. I don't care who he fight. I'm always gonna pay for Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I'm just just excited for everything that comes about. What you was talking about earlier, when you was talking about like all these different pay-per-views. I know if all these pay-per-views was to happen, say all the ones that you mentioned, like whatever I think you said named about 6 of them or whatever for the year. I said for me, I pay for the Wilder. If that Tank and Ryan fight happened, I'll pay for that one. And then I would pay for Spence and Crawford. And then, yeah, those would be the 3 that I would pay for. That'll be worth it for me.
Mm.
And then the other ones, shit, which ones those fights I never even fucking watched. But those would be the fights I pay for. But I'm just tuning in, man, just getting through this drive right now.
All right, Marlon, man. Well, hopefully, you enjoy the rest of these calls, man, and get you through that drive. We're going out to El Paso. Abraham, what up?
I got Usyk this Saturday, and I want to know why you're always bagging on the UFC, dog. I heard you earlier. You were talking about you're pretty mad that the boxers are using the UFC facility, but I mean, you don't watch UFC a lot, but the welterweight GOAT, GSP, had Freddie Roach on his corner for his comeback fight, which was one of the biggest events in UFC history. And we had Dana watch the Canelo Plant fight during his own pay-per-view event, and he spoke about it too after the media. So why are we so hard on the UFC, bro?
Because that's not boxing.
Yeah, but they promote it.
They promote
It's
what?
there, bro. They promote the. You were saying that the UFC fighters or because you were mad because you got Wilder at the UFC facility, right?
Yep.
And you were talking about why don't the UFC fighters go to boxing
Wilder,
facilities?
Lawrence Okoli, Joe Joyce, all these boxers using a UFC facility to train. Yes, they should have their own.
Yeah, but you have UFC fighters using boxing facilities and trainers.
Because they need it. They suck. They ain't got no skill, so they gotta fucking link up with boxing trainers. They need to learn a stand-up game.
You can't say that.
Bro.
I just think they're more well-rounded fighters. I mean, I like both sports, but
yeah, I mean,
that's
to
it,
each
bro.
his own, bro. To each his own, you know. I mean, you're not gonna change my mind. I'm sorry that it offends you that I don't like UFC. You know, I prefer the stand-up.
Yeah, to each his own. But yeah, I got Usyk because I think AJ ain't got no dog in him, bro. And I feel like he's gonna get his ass stopped.
Even with Robert Garcia in his corner, you don't think he can get the dog?
I think that's a bad idea, in my opinion, bro.
Why?
I mean, I don't think AJ is that type of fighter.
Aggressive, you mean?
Well,
yeah, to me, he's not. He's not that. But we'll see.
But hold up, before you go, you don't think if, you know what I'm saying, sometimes when you got your Tio with you, you go down to the block and you like, yo, I got some backup. You don't think that'll make him feel better?
Nah, bro. That dog has to be in you. And I don't think AJ has it. And then the only reason he beat Reese on the rematch was because Reese ain't no Usyk, bro. I don't think he's gonna win this rematch.
No,
but like
indeed,
Ned said,
man.
I hope he does because I don't mind seeing Wilder and AJ either. That's a banger of a fight.
Yeah, I would love that one. But all right,
champ. Have a blessed night.
Likewise. We got 2 super chats. I got Mr. PBC says Floyd did it best, but Bivol did it better. And I got Jack. That says Joshua stopping Usyk with Garcia. He's going to be aggressive and go to the body. The Mexicans love body shots. I got C-Dub. What up?
Yo. What's good, man?
What up?
LTVV. Smash the like button. It's free. Do something. What we got? The picks. Adjustment AJ. He gonna do it. He gonna pull it out. You know, people, man, boxing fans, fight fans, just, man, you have a couple of bad nights, man. People say you don't got the dog in you, man. You come to the boxing ring, give it your all, give your life every time. They say you don't got the dog in you, man. That's why AJ approached that dude like that. Like, man, I mean, I don't think you'll say that to his face, but I mean, he showed the dog when he got up from Klitschko. He showed the dog when he got hurt by White, and he showed the dog in many other fights. So, you know, he just choose another game plan, man. He probably just chose the wrong game plan. Let's choose another game plan, see how we do. We may get him, especially Usyk coming off the war. Hate to say it, you know, it's a built-in excuse, but, you know, it's one that we don't got no control over. And I just wish, how much do you think he was able to duplicate from the first training, from the first count? You think he was able to have the same count?
Usyk?
Yeah. You think he was able to have the same camp with the war?
I mean, he looked like he having a better camp. Let's be real.
You know what? That's a good question because that putting on the weight might have been, you know, a byproduct of some of that preoccupation. So he might not have had a chance to really trim it down on the lean side. So he said, fuck it, I'll turn into muscle in case AJ feel like, you know, banging on me. So again, that could be a reflection of what kind of camp he had as far as how you made that physical transformation, how much time you had to work on what you need to. So I don't know. That's a great question, though.
Yeah. Then some people say he put it on because he's gonna come forward to knock AJ out this time because the last 10 seconds he was about to knock him out. So we're gonna see, man, if he still put on that weight and able to move and be mobile and agile and fast how he was the first time. We're gonna see. We're gonna see with the adjustment and everything. I'm really interested in the co-main, so I can't wait to buy this fight or go to the bar, whichever one I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna buy, but I'm not sure. No, I mean I got the zone, so no, yeah, I'm good. Been the zone subscriber since the beginning. So yeah, I'm out for the fight, man. AJ, I got goddamn Herkovich, Phillip, the boogeyman. I might be eating my crow on that one, on both of them, because Phillip early in the game, so he had a test, so it's the real test, and we're gonna check it out, man. Can't wait. Shout out TBV.
All right, C-Dub, thank you for calling in. And it looks like we got a few more callers. Majid, what up?
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, join YouTube members and Patreon for something. Shit, I got Hergovich winning that fight. I think he going to get a stoppage like within 6 rounds. And then AJ, I'm sorry, I don't feel like he could beat Usyk. I'm like he needed people to put the dog in him and all that shit. We see Usyk, he looking like he in more shape, so I think that he just gonna outpoint this dude. If anything, AJ land a good punch, he might get him out of there. But other than that, I don't think he gonna win that 12 rounder with him. But shit, that's all I got, man.
All right. Well, let me get out to Mr. Benitez.
SDS promotion.
Real hate, man, that's like an art form, man. It's like you like a born a hater, like myself.
And I really don't care about this bullshit, man.
I'm here to tell you right now.
Usyk needs to just hurry up and just fight somebody that we actually give a damn about.
We don't care. We don't care.
Charlo with the little Instagram post or whatever with the signed signature. Man, there's no way in hell he signed up to fight no Canelo, man. 2 other knockdowns that Wilder been knocked down and the footage been scrubbed off the internet, man. We all know that too.
Winner of the 9th annual Player Hater of the Year award is
James Benitez. I know what's coming this side.
I think I deserve that award too, man.
Yo, what's up, Ness? What's up, King? How y'all doing?
What up?
JB, what up?
What up? What's up, man? Yo, I'm planning my travel for Brooklyn and everything just to go to the Caleb Plant event, man. So we definitely got to link up when I'm up there, man.
You sound like a hater, man.
Yo.
He said Caleb Plant.
I'm just keeping it real. Yo, man, look, after he wins this eliminator and everything, man, the Benavidez family going to do what they do on our IG, man, afterwards, man. They're going to be outside selling used cars and shit like that. Hopefully you saw that post, Ness, man. They look like they could be very successful at that, man. But, but also shout out to these callers, man, talking about how AJ ain't got no dog in him, man. All these fat-ass callers, they ain't never put on no gloves, actually never jumped no rope or never even ran a mile in their lifetime or anything like that. Talking about how AJ don't have a dog, man. The former Olympian, the former unified champion, done great things in sports, fought great fights, man. Everybody has an off night here and there, man. So let's see what he does in this Usyk fight. Even though I don't have him winning, I just want to see a better performance, man. That's all. Because it's all or nothing with this fight. Going to this weekend, I got Usyk, Hergovich. I definitely got the Beast Wilson losing, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he's an IG boxer. Other than that, Ness, man, yo, I'm just ready to see what happens after the eliminator, after the event in October, man. And we just move on with the 168-pound division, man. Yo, and always, man, everybody need to smash the like button. And yo, you're the best show on the internet, Ness, for boxing. I love y'all. Wish you continue much success, man. I'm out.
All right, James, man, appreciate the call.
James just came through and emptied the clip, left the barrel smoking, and pulled off.
All right, let's see who's on Discord. Looking like it is Long Beach.
Beach in the house. Yeah.
You got me, Ness?
Yes, sir.
All right. My brother King Amin, how you doing, bro? Long time
I'm
no hear
great.
from.
The Honorable JP from Long Beach. What it do, bro?
Oh man, just getting off of work. But look, man, I do feel like Joshua. For the longest, I've been saying Joshua's lost, and for the longest, I've been saying, and I've come to a new conclusion also. I don't believe you can be in boxing just for money. You gotta actually want to be great or a champion. Once you are just doing this for money, if it's not the upcoming fight, it's the next fight where you're gonna cash out. So I've heard a tabloid today with AJ possibly retiring if he loses the Usyk fight. And so to me, man, that's where we're headed with it. But I think AJ has a chance in this fight. Everybody's seeing Usyk all buffed up. Look, we all know that man got to be what 33, somewhere around there. You're not putting on no kind of natural, real muscle that's gonna be functional in that amount of time. You can drink a whole bunch of protein powder like it looked like he been doing, but that shit ain't gonna be for functional strength like that. He'll be heavier. A heavy don't make you stronger. That said, to me, Usyk is losing his best asset versus AJ, which is agility. He didn't need to be necessarily stronger. If you ask me, he could have even been a little more agile. He could have lost a little, maybe even 5 to 10 more pounds and been even quicker on his feet, getting shots off faster, which to me that's what's gonna be AJ. If he tries to stand there and do some tough guy shit with him, that ain't gonna be the way to go. Usyk is out here dressed like the Legend of Zelda. I didn't know what the hell was going on in that face-off, but I don't like how AJ looks. AJ's all skinny and shit. I like the buff AJ. I've been wanting to buff AJ back for the longest. That's the AJ that got off the ground of Vladimir Klitschko and talked to his ass. Told him, if you don't get me out of here, I'm going to get you. This skinny dude, he seems lost, man. He seems lost. But my prediction for the weekend, I'm gonna go out on a limb like
Oh, call you break
always
up.
do. I always gotta go against the grain like the homies be saying. I'm gonna take AJ. I'm gonna take AJ, man. I got AJ.
All right, AJ it is. We should have my boy and hawking them down in the building.
What time is it? What time is it? What time?
Hawk in Maryland.
Tommy, I can knock you out, man.
Holy shit.
Good try.
Holy
good try.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Great show. Yes. Dan and Brandon. I'm out.
SDS Promotion.
What up, Hawk?
Hello?
We hear you, Hawk. What's going on?
Oh, okay. What's up, King Amin? And what's going on, Ness? Hey, man, ain't too much. I'm high as a mother. Anyway, I don't got the confidence everybody else got, and I just don't see it in them, man. I don't got AJ finishing the fight. I think Usyk is gonna knock him out. I think he's gonna stop him by 7 rounds. So if AJ can put something together off of what he learning from Robert, he's gonna have to do that very early. I've seen Usyk in fights where and when he was in those the lighter division, when he was the champion at that division, where he was in straight up wars and he just finds a way. And I see I remember Joshua's particular fights when he was in, those type of wars. He didn't seem to study on his feet. He don't seem to take punches that well. And Usyk, I just ain't really never seen him hurt. And when he doesn't look good, the next fight he looks better. So I just think he's gonna beat AJ because he was about to knock him out in that last fight. I think he let him go. But I just got about 7 rounds. It'll be over. Yo.
No comments.
All right.
Damn.
Well, Hawk, man, we appreciate you calling in. I got a few more calls I got to get to. We're going to keep these phone lines moving. Who's out here, man? You got the phone lines lit. It feels like an old Thursday again, man. Feel like an old Thursday. People calling in, man. Let me see here. We got John in Grand Rapids, Michigan. What up?
How's it going, guys?
All good. How's it going?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited for this fight just because I kind of, I just want to get this division moving. So, to me, I'm going to be picking Usyk. I believe there was times in the fight where I thought Joshua was taking a lot of unanswered punches, and I think with the added weight, Usyk might be able to get him out of there. But, I mean, even if Joshua loses, I still don't want him to retire the same way I didn't want Wilder to retire because, I mean, regardless of belts, that's still a big fight, and I want to see that, you know, just like most fans. But that's pretty much just my thought on the fight. I'm picking Usyk by knockout.
All right. What round you think it happens, bro? Because I'm actually hoping that they go past 10.5.
I would not be surprised if it's later in the fight because, I mean, it was later in the fight when I thought Joshua was taking a lot of unanswered punches because, I mean, the dude was physically gassed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's hard to fight somebody that, you know, moves around a lot and throws a lot of punches, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's going to be later in the fight, maybe 10 through 12. But I think Joshua will give a good account of himself just because, I mean, he has to. You know, you're with Robert Garcia. You can't really, you know, there's going to be no excuses, you know. But that's just my thoughts, man.
For sure, champ. Appreciate your call. We going out to James Benitez with the counterpunch. But first, Mr. PBC says, Usyk was at home chilling, not in war. Stop this. AJ had a panic attack in the corner and left eye closed, and fight had to get stopped. Benitez.
Yo, Ness, man. Hey, I heard you chuckle when I said the Caleb Plant event, man. So PBC pretty much had to bring life into the event and everything by putting Caleb Plant on the card. How many pay-per-view buys did Wilder do in his last fight, and how many pay-per-view buys did Caleb Plant do in his?
I mean, who's the main event? Who's the co-main? That says it all.
Just saying, man. Hey, even still, man, you know, that was going to be a shit. That was going to be shit buys, man. That was going to be a shit buy, man.
Who's
that
the
was going to
main
be shit
event?
buy.
Who's
End
the
of the day,
main
man.
event? Who's the co-main
Sometimes
event?
Hey, man.
Who fought Canelo?
Hey, sometimes
who didn't?
sometimes you got to be humble.
You fought
hey,
Canelo.
Hey,
and
end of the day, we know the road.
co-main.
Hey, bruh. Look, we know the road that man. It could. Everybody knows it could have been the main event, man. End of the day, we know how humble Caleb Plant is, man, as a person. He just went ahead and did PBC a solid because they know they're going to make him the A side when he fight Benavidez. And also, man, I feel what you're saying, man. I love my dog PBC, man. But this affinity with Bibble's just weird, man. You agree with that? Hey, Amin, what's your opinion on that, man? What you think of Bibble?
I mean, you
guess you got no comment like most of us do. I guess you got no comment like most of us do.
Say that again, Benitez.
I'm gonna check out, man. No, I was saying, what you think of Bibble? Because
Bibble's all right. You know, I got to give him more respect. You know, that he beat Canelo. You know what I'm saying? I can't take nothing away from him.
Mm-hmm. Is he a regular talking point?
When you bring up the heavyweight division, the light heavyweight division, of course, it's him or better be. You know, yeah, he's a talking point.
Not a regular one though.
You got to. I like how you said that. Him and his potential dance partner, not just him by himself. Correct?
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
All right, cool. I'm out, fellas.
Yeah, he crazy,
yeah. Yeah, he funny. He true to the hate, boy. He true to that hate. We going out to Houston.
Let's start with this. I'm a creative genius.
You don't want to get in the ring with me because he's a pussy, that's why.
You see a red flag again.
Me and Canelo would be a bigger fight than Canelo and Caleb Plant. How much did they sell? Guarantee you me and Canelo will sell more.
And now, the most dangerous producer on YouTube.
El Bandera Negro.
Brandon in Houston.
Brandon in Houston. Houston.
Yo, drop that SDS shit, son.
SDS Promotions.
Yo.
Yo.
What up, Amin? Amin still on here or what?
Yeah,
man. I'm here.
What up, King? I mean, man, I love the championship rounds, but I'm always watching, man. I watch it. I listen to it sometimes, like on my treadmill walk, man. I enjoy what you be doing, bro. So keep doing your thing. For sure. AJ don't have an identity. He's in an identity crisis. We don't know what AJ is gonna do. He gets skinny. You know, we expected him to be big. He come out skinny. Sometimes he box. Sometimes he want to brawl. He get knocked down. People think he ain't got no chin. They talking about retiring. I have no faith in AJ at all, man. This dude, Usyk, I think Usyk gonna come out aggressive and beat the shit out of AJ, man. And that's kind of hard for me to say, but like I think people talking about what AJ gonna do. Do he got a dog? Like Usyk might come in there and he's gonna come out aggressive and beat the shit out of this dude. Cause that left hand, I know you was watching this. I remember we was all watching it on live chat. Like, bro, this dude's left hand is so sharp. AJ wasn't even reacting. It's like he didn't even have no reflexes. Like that shit was coming and he looking like he didn't hit him with two left hands and he just not reacting to get out the way. Like that shit, it don't even look right. So,
but Brandon,
come back
let me
bigger.
ask you though. Let me ask you.
Yeah.
AJ, I'm just asking. Don't shoot. AJ's been here before. Like, so you're higher on Usyk than you are on AJ's ability to go back to the drawing board and come back for the win.
Been there against who? A 463-pound Andy Ruiz? Like, Andy Ruiz who, like, I mean, Usyk ain't Andy Ruiz. Like, I mean, I know Andy Ruiz got fast hands, but Usyk is like a super, he's a big Loma. He's a super boxer, like, and AJ ain't have no answers. Even though he was landing some punches, like, Usyk was eating it. Yeah, man, you're right. That's true, I mean. Like, but I don't see it, man. AJ gonna have to prove me wrong, because from what I seen in the last fight, like, it was too easy. He looked trigger shy, whatever you want to call it, gun shy. Like, I don't know, man. AJ, like I said, he don't even have an identity. He walking around looking for trainers. He was going from, you ever seen the movie North? I mean, I don't know if it was Elijah Wood. He was going around looking for parents. Like, he had some kind of weird dream. And that's what that shit was like, looking for a trainer. Literally traveling across the fucking country looking for a trainer. While Usyk is in a war. Like, come on, bro. It ain't no good.
Hey, Brandon, listen. When AJ wins, I want you to make a special intro, you know, for AJ. You can make something real triumphant with some horns in it. You know what I'm saying?
I already got one. I already got one for him, but, you know, I already made it for him, you know. I don't know, man. What's the other fight that's going on this weekend? I wanted to say something else. I forgot. It's another fight happening this weekend. I can't even think of it, though. So maybe.
Now, Belante fight this weekend.
No, I wasn't Navarrete. It wasn't Navarrete. It was something else. But it's all good, though. That's all I want to say. AJ, you in trouble, my man. You in some real trouble. This man Usyk about to put hands and feet on you, bro. That's my call.
Shout out to super producer Brandon Lenz. Not really showing AJ no love.
All right. Well, that looks like everybody. I got a few callers on Blog Talk, but you haven't raised your hand, so I can't get to you. I'm going out to Big Fish Vega on Discord.
Let the little fish go so that we can catch the big fish later.
I'm the big dog at the welterweight division.
WBC and IBF welterweight champion of the world.
At the end of the day, I'm a way better fighter than Terrence Crawford.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
Me and Terrence Crawford on this side of the street.
We clean our side of the street, then we coming after Crawford.
60-40 or 7-30, whatever we give them.
Say something else. Say something else.
Big Fish Vega.
Big Fish Mafia. It ain't a movement, it's a lifestyle.
SDS Promotions.
Big Fish Vega, you gotta unmute. Hello. Hello.
Me? Can you hear me?
Kinda.
Man, I don't know what's going on with Discord.
Nah,
But
you mean your service.
yeah, that too maybe. But yeah, man, to let you know I do have subscriptions to ESPN Plus, DAZN, and Showtime, so I will be watching all three. You see the new name Big Thief Vega, thank you for that. I'm really excited for the Joshua-Usyk fight. Man, I mean, to pick him, it's tough. We really don't know what Joshua's going to bring, but I'm gonna have faith in him. I am a fan of AJ. What's his name? Brandon was talking about Usyk coming forward. I think that's a bad idea. Joshua was landing clean, straight right hands. I think he'll definitely walk into something. The best thing Usyk did with that left hand was using his footwork to set that up, finding little pockets to fit it in. And yeah, so I'm going Joshua. I'm gonna do close, unanimous decision with that. With the ESPN Plus card, I see they have a couple dudes on there. Antonio Morales, that 6'9" Mexican dude, trained by Robert Garcia. They got a couple undefeated Mexicans there too, Lindolfo Delgado and another dude. And the guy that gave Flores his first loss, Luis Lopez, is on there as well. So that might be a card I'll check out probably a couple days later. And man, you know that Showtime card was down here in Fort Lauderdale. I was really looking forward to it, but Brana pulled out, so I'm not gonna go anymore. I'll just watch it on TV. But man, I'm really interested in those two title fights. You guys talked me into picking Puello, man. I'm probably gonna put some money. Y'all got him decision, or you just did like a over under? Hello.
Yo, I don't know. I think they got him for over under on Puello. Ness.
Yeah. Puello's
Okay,
the underdog. Puello's the underdog.
Yeah, so it's plus money. And I think that Gutierrez Garcia fight's really interesting. You know, Gutierrez, I remember watching him against Alvarado. I know he comes forward, throws big punches. Garcia, we saw what he did against Kohlberg. So I think that's going to be actually an entertaining fight. And I'm going to go with Garcia. I prefer boxers. I think he's just going to outpoint him. And we're going to see how his chin is, because Gutierrez is going to bring the big shots. All right, man. That's my call. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right. Looks like we got another caller here. Who's this? And this looks like it is Chicago.
Chicago, what up?
Don't know who this is. Is it Danny? Yo.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
Can you hear me? This is Darius from Chicago. I'm originally from Brooklyn. So we here.
What's up, Darius?
Oh, man, what's going on? Thank y'all for the commentary tonight, and the callers. Y'all had some really good insight on the fight, specifically Usyk and Joshua. It's a tough one because I really like Joshua and Usyk. Usyk is in my top 5 fighters right now. Joshua, somebody else brought up the identity. Joshua has almost shown like different forms. Like when he lost against Ruiz, and that was actually a really crazy fight that was going to go. And that was crazy. He was too jacked. He didn't know. It was like he has a problem with staying off the center line when I see him fight. He can be so robotic to the point where he relies on his power so much that he keeps himself open for counterattack. He's not very good with countering, at least recently. I think the version of AJ that fought Klitschko was a different AJ. The version that fought Ruiz was a different AJ. The AJ that fought Ruiz and Ruiz AJ 2, that he was trying to be like Ali. He was like moving swiftly in the ring. Like I don't know who that AJ is. So
it's almost like I'm kind of seeing him trying to fuse all of the versions of himself that won and lost in big moments and try to get the best of what he was in those big moments. That his keys to victory right now is just staying off the center line and maybe be more aggressive, but do it. You know, you got to be more. Yeah, he's got to be smarter with the way he uses his offense, especially when he's on the inside. He's the bigger man. He can lean on him, smother Usyk, but he's got to get there. He left himself open to too many jabs, too many hooks, too many shots to the body. People are saying go to the body. He can, but he's also leaving himself open if he doesn't stay off the center. He needs to move to the side. He needs to move diagonally. That's something Usyk is really good. I'm not saying go box for box, but I'm saying use your power and be smart with how you set yourself up. Some of the fundamentals I feel like he just needs to go back to. Maybe Robert Garcia can bring that up. I like Garcia as a manager. He does, you know, he looks for the best in who he trains instead of trying to train him to be somebody else. But again, who is AJ coming to Garcia as? That's something we're not going to be able to see until fight night. But at the press conference, I saw the look in his eyes. I mean, he looks focused. Like at the times when he lost, he wasn't focused. When he's focused, he's a beast. And the same thing could actually be said about Ruiz. It's like, which Ruiz are we going to see the next time he fights Ortiz? Actually, I'm looking forward to that fight too for the heavyweight division.
Yo, let me ask you real quick.
Find out
real
exactly.
Quick.
Yeah,
real
yeah.
Quick, let me ask you: do you think that Garcia and Joshua have had enough time together to work on some of those things to give him a couple wrinkles in his game against Usyk this time out?
No. AJ to me has a 25% chance, and that's really going back to the fundamentals. I don't think they've had enough time to like stitch anything in because it takes time to unlearn something, and then you gotta reestablish. It takes some time. I don't know how focused he is, but if he had a little bit more time, I would give him more of a chance. I think some change is better than none. So I'm not going to go and say, like, it didn't do any good, but I'm saying, you know, more time would have been – that's a good question. More time probably would have benefited him so he can get used to it, whatever he's going to be, because I don't know who he's going to be when he comes fight next. So I got Usyk 75% chance.
All right, Champ. Thanks for calling in. We got another new caller, what it looks like. Let me just actually fuck. Yo, Champ, what was your name again? Darius, thank you. All right.
No problem.
I got another new caller, too. And that is out the 678. All right, let me see here.
That's Georgia, right?
Definitely Atlanta. Definitely a new caller. What up?
Nah, I'm not a new caller, miss.
Who this, Jerron?
No, I'm not a new caller. Yeah, I just called off my work phone because I had my Beachbody on Demand app open on my other phone. I was working out listening to the show.
Okay, there you go. Get it in.
I really, my heart, well, I want to pick AJ, but it depends on which AJ shows up. I think if he does win, it'll be by unanimous decision or split decision. But it depends on where his head is. If he ain't on his game, on his P's and Q's and folds when Usyk starts applying that pressure, and Usyk go keep that belt. I guess I'm just holding on to a little bit of a sliver. I hope that before AJ and Wilder hang it up, they end up in the same ring. But that's all I got. That's my call.
All right, Champ. Thank you for calling in. Looks like RNS1 says more muscle equals more oxygen. Ask Deontay. And that is everybody. Any final thoughts, of Essex?
Nah, man, listen, we got a great action ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? Definitely go check me out on the of course, on the Boxing Voice with the Florida editions. I'm going to get out to Vegas sooner or later. But King Amin of Essex 1 on Instagram, King Amin of Essex 1 on Twitter as well, and on YouTube, those championship rounds. I'm over there heating it up. One day we're going to get the skipper over there. You know what I'm saying? And give him his 60-minute style interview conducted by yours truly, King Amin of Essex.
Let's do it. All right, ladies and gents, you already know. Tomorrow, Fight Chat's going down, right? What's tomorrow? No, actually, it's Friday. See you in the morning.
Mañana.
Peace.